Up until now, I have neglected to mention three of the most used shortcut commands out there, these being the copy, paste, and cut commands. To start with, let's now focus on just copy, Control-C for PC users, or Command-C for Mac users, which allows a user to duplicate an object, a string of characters such as a sentence or numbers, a file, a presentation slide, and much more. Here we have a window which shows a number of files. By clicking on one, I can highlight it, press Ctrl and C for the copy command, and then I can hit paste, and it will create a copy of the document. This can also be done with multiple files. I can click and drag with my mouse, holding the left mouse button down to select multiple files. I can hold Ctrl and press C for copy, and I can hit paste, and it will make duplicates of all of those files. Another thing this can be used with is audio clips. Here is the audio record program Audacity. I can take a piece of a audio clip that is already available, highlight it by clicking and dragging, holding down the left mouse button, Control-C for copy, and then I can paste the added clip. This also works for pictures. Here we have a partial drawing of a silly face. I can use the selection tool to select an area, and the copy shortcut, Control and C, to make a copy, and the paste to paste. Also notice how in each of these cases, the original object, the eyeball, the sound clip, the file, still remains the same. A copy has just simply been created, which can be moved or placed in another location. As seen, often the copy and paste shortcuts are used together. Making a copy of a file, word, or sentence is usually not useful if you never paste it. To be completely accurate, the copy command tells the computer to remember something and hold it in memory, but it doesn't actually duplicate an object till the paste command is performed. Often, only one copy can be remembered at a time, stored in a virtual space called the clipboard, but you can paste multiple versions of a single copied object each time. Let's look at some examples using both the copy and paste shortcuts together. First off, we have a partially completed PowerPoint presentation. I can select images by clicking on them, use copy, Control and C, move where I would like to paste a copy of that image, and press Control and V for paste. Notice that it often will not paste it where you move the cursor, but close to the original object. You would then have to move the pasted new object to its new destination. This can work for other objects as well, such as text boxes. I can click here to bring up the border of this text box, and I can highlight it by clicking on the edge. I can use the copy command, Control-C, and the paste command, Control and V. This creates a duplicate right next to the original. I can then move this as needed and change as I prefer. This also works with text as well in any word processing document. Here I can select some text by clicking and holding down the left mouse button and dragging, use the copy command or shortcut, Control-C, move to the new location, click with my cursor as to where I want to input it, and use paste, Control-V. This can be done several times. Notice, however, that it did not remember the first string of millimeters. Every time you copy, the previous instance of copy is overwritten. This also works with cells in tables and across programs. Maybe you have a text box that you need to fill some information with. Here is the text box we need, but the information we want is on the internet. We can go to a website or a different program, click and drag to gather some information and highlight it, use the copy shortcut, Control-C, and switch back to our original program. Then we can use Control and V to paste. Notice how it's kept the same formatting. We would need to change the size or font or other formats of this text if needed. This also works with URLs. We can go up and find the website for a particular file or web page. We can highlight it, use Control-C to copy, and return, and insert it using Control and V for paste. Again, sometimes the formatting will stay the same and might need to be adjusted. Slides can also be duplicated. If you click on a slide, use the copy command, Control-C, and hit Control-V. We now have two of the same slide. You might also want to note that paste can be used multiple times. Here I have just copied this image. If I hit Control-V, I will get one copy of it. But if I continue to hit Control-V, I can get an unlimited copy of this very same image using just one copy command. The cut command is very similar to the copy command and is also most often paired with the paste shortcut. Unlike copy, which keeps the original file or object in the same place while making a duplicate elsewhere, the cut command takes the original object and places it in a new desired location without making a duplicate. Here we have a simple poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. I can select this by doing the usual click and drag with the mouse, holding down the left mouse button, and make a copy, Control and C. I would need to click somewhere else that I wish to paste to this text, and use Control and V. We've already discussed that copy leaves the original object and creates a duplicate of that object in a new desired location. Cut looks this way. I can highlight a word, a sentence, or any other object, such as a picture. Use Control and X to cut, and you can see it has vanished. I simply move to a new location and use Paste, Control and V, to put it in that new location. The next series of shortcuts are all formatting shortcuts and work specifically with text and characters only. The bold command does as the name implies and bolds various text or number strings that have been highlighted or turns on and off the bold format while typing. If we return down to our poem, I can select the word red by clicking and dragging to highlight it, and by using the bold shortcut, Control and B, you can see that the bold format has been turned on for this word and it has been enlarged. I can do the same here with blue, click and drag to highlight, Control and B, and it will turn more bold. This also works mid-sentence, so if I type the quick brown fox, but before I type the word fox, I can hit Control and B, bold has turned on, I can type the word fox. I can use Control and B to turn off the bold command. Jumped over the lazy dog. This is a quick way to turn on and off bold without resorting to having to use the cursor and go up and activate it through a menu system. The Italic command is the next option when it comes to formatting shortcuts. And this does as the name implies and italicizes various text or number strings that have been highlighted, or turns on and off the italic format while typing. Italics are when characters are set in a format when they seem to be leaning or sloping in one direction, usually to the right. If we go down to our poem, I can highlight again the word red, or I can highlight the word roses, and using Control and I, you can note that the italics format has turned on and the word appears to be leaning. I can do the same with the word violets, highlight it using click and drag, use Control and I, or optionally the Command and I for Mac users, and italicize the word. This can also be done in the middle of typing. So again, the quick brown fox, and I can activate italics with Control and I, jumped to end italics, Control and I again, over the lazy dog. The Underline command is yet another formatting shortcut, and you guessed it, underlines various text or number strings that have been highlighted or turns on and off the underline format while typing. Let's look at it in action. I can highlight the word sweet by clicking and dragging, use Control and U, and voila, the word is underlined. Similarly, I can use it amid typing, so the quick brown fox, jumped, turning on underline, Control and U, over, turning it off again, Control and U, the lazy dog. Just to note that these can all be used in the same instance, so I can activate bold, italic, and underline by holding Control, tapping B, I, and U, or just activating two at a time, and you can see here these numbers are bolded, italicized, and underlined. I can turn them off the same way in any specific order, so Control B for bold, Control U for underline, Control I for italic, and type the remaining numbers 8, 9, 0. These are not bold, these are not underlined, and these are not italic. The Select All shortcut allows a user to select all of the various text, objects, pictures, etc. in a document or on a web page at one single time. It is often used to quickly change text formatting for an entire document or large block of text, or is paired with the copy and paste commands to move large amounts of data from one file or place within a file to another. As an example, here we have a text document with a number of different computer-related jokes and a number of different images. I can put my cursor anywhere on the screen, press Control, and hit A to do the Select All command, and instantly all of the text as well as the images are highlighted in blue. I can then use the Copy, Control-C command, or Cut, Control-X command, and possibly paste this in another document. Here I have a blank Microsoft Word document open, a different application than LibreOffice. When I go here, I can make sure my cursor is somewhere on the page, hit Control-V, and select Paste. It has now pasted everything that I had selected, texted and images in its entirety. If I want to change the format of all of the text in a document, I can again use the Control-A for Select All, and simply go up and change the formatting, maybe bold, maybe italicized, maybe the font size, or font type. Another useful shortcut command for large documents is the Find shortcut command. This set of keys allows you to quickly search a document for a specific set of characters, a word, phrase, or sentence. It is used by pressing the Ctrl and F for PC users, or Command and F for Mac users. Let's try it out now. By holding Ctrl and hitting F, you can see that a dialog box appears at the bottom of this screen. In it is a text area where you can type a specific word. I already have the word dog. There are a number of other items here as well, such as arrow keys, which would allow you to search through the various cases of this word found in the document. There's a checkbox here for match case, if you are searching for something that has the exact lowercase or uppercase setting. By hitting Enter after typing in a word, the document will begin being searched. And here you can see it has highlighted the first case of this particular word within the document. I can use the arrows to move between the different instances of this word found in the document. The Find command works for most applications, including web browsers. Here we have a Wikipedia page for apples. I can access the Find window by holding Ctrl and pressing F. Here you will notice it shows up in the top right-hand corner for Google Chrome. I can then type in a word, such as pests. You can see that it has highlighted the first instance of the word found on this web page, and it shows 1 out of 9, meaning it is showing the first time out of 9 times it has been found on this page. Again, we have some arrow keys. By clicking on these, it will begin to show me other instances throughout the document. Similar to the Find shortcut is the Replace shortcut, which allows a user to specify a particular string of characters, a word, phrase, or sentence to be found in the document, and have it be replaced with another string of characters, a word, phrase, or sentence. This is used by pressing Ctrl and H in PC computers, or Command and H in Mac computers. Let's look at an example of this in action now. Here we have some of the work that we've already done. I can hold Ctrl and press H, and the Find and Replace dialog window will show up. This allows me to specify a word that I wish to find. Let's go with red. And I can again select Match Case to have it the exact upper or lower case, or whole words only, meaning that it will not pick out a word that has red as a part of it. I can then look at Replace and type a new word, perhaps yellow. I can say Find Next, and it will find the first instance of the word red. Here you can see it has found the word redo, because red is a part of that word. I can go back and select whole word only and say Find Next, and here it has found just the word red. This word is currently highlighted. That means it is the active word that I am looking at. I can hit Replace, and it will replace this active highlighted word with the new word that I have chosen down here in the Replace text box. You can see red has now changed to yellow after I have clicked the Replace button. Let's change a different word. Let's search for the word dog again, and by Match Case and whole word only. I will select Replace to be the word cat. And if I move this dialog box just to the side, you can note that we have the word dog 3 times in this text document. I could say find next, and you can see every time I hit it, it will cycle through these in turn until it says reach the end of document, and then it will begin again. Rather than say replace once, I will hit replace all, and you'll notice each of these words will immediately change to the word cat. Again, this works for web browsers and most other applications. To be honest, there are many more common shortcuts out there, and perhaps hundreds, if not thousands, of app-specific shortcuts, far more than can be fit into one simple video. Perhaps a second video can be made in the future to showcase a few more, but for now, these are some of the most important common shortcuts. This leaves us with one last topic. What are app shortcuts? App shortcuts are those shortcuts that are not sacred and may have a different function from one program to another. The original Macintosh user interface guidelines defined a set of keyboard shortcuts that would remain consistent across application programs. This was to provide a better user experience, since if one program used Command and D to mean delete, while another used it to mean duplicate an item, you can imagine how frustrating that could be. Later operating systems, such as Microsoft Windows, would retain some of these key bindings or closely match them, while adding their own from the alternate standards like Common User Access. These sacred key bindings, or ones that were consistent, later became the common shortcuts. One example of an app shortcut is Control and T for PC users. In most web browsers like Google Chrome or Firefox, this shortcut would open a new Internet tab, whereas in Microsoft Excel, it opens the Create Table dialog box. In Microsoft PowerPoint, Control-T opens the Font Options window, while in many word processing problems, it creates a hanging indent. So as you can see, a app shortcut can mean many different things in many different cases. When talking app shortcuts, there are so many different programs out there that it would be nearly impossible for me to cover all of the various functions that a specific key binding can do. So where does that leave us? What now? Well, if you're interested in looking up more shortcuts on your own, you can simply go to your nearest web browser and search for some different shortcuts. Or if there is a particular program that you often use, you can go to the menu systems at the top, such as File, Edit, or View. By clicking on these, you can look for various key bindings that are across from a given command. Many of these we have already covered, but in your own programs, maybe you will find a few that we have not, such as Control and G, Go to Page, or Control Shift and N, opening the edit mode. Each program often has its own specific app shortcuts, regardless of the common ones that carry through different programs. Feel free to look at your own programs and determine new shortcuts to learn. So I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please share it and pass it on. Hopefully, we will have more future tutorials covering a variety of different technological devices and topics made available. I'm Chris, and safe journeys.